Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey. That is a 2022 Chevy Blazer EV. That is an Electrify America charging station, and I've got a lot of stuff to cover in this video. Stay tuned. Yes, Gearheads, I am in Ennis, Texas, at a Walmart, at an Electrify America charging station with the newest electric vehicle from Chevrolet, their first real mainstream vehicle using the Ultium platform, and we are charging it here at the Electrify America station. You know, I have already taken a tour of one of these from a dealership friend in Henderson, Texas. But this one is actually going up north. This one was just picked up for delivery off of the shipping yard lot, which is why it is so dirty. But I figured I'd be able to get some really interesting and unique content on this one. It made it here to this Electrify America station with 12 miles of range with like 5% battery. And here we are charging at the EA station. The first thing I want to call out that we didn't see in the last video is the charging animation here on the front of it. It is really cool, and it goes all the way into the bow tie. Just the unique and fun, interesting things that you can do with LED lights when it comes to animations, walk-up animations, lighting animations for when it's charging. You may have noticed when the video started that same animation is going on back here in the back with the taillights, these waterfall taillights, and it is going inward again to that Chevy bow tie, but unfortunately this one is not lit up. Much like that red one we've already reviewed on the channel, this too is an all-wheel drive RS version. Unlike the red one that I already have on the channel, I'm going to give you accurate power numbers on this one. So even today, as I record this episode on October 19th, there is still no official word from General Motors on the Chevrolet media information page about this vehicle. So this is what I have been able to surmise from various different external sources. We are using an 85 kilowatt hour battery, dual electric motors, because you can get front, rear, or all-wheel drive on this platform. This one, as I mentioned earlier, is all-wheel drive. The power numbers, the accurate power numbers versus what I say in the video of the red one: 288 horsepower, 333 pound-feet of torque, which really puts it more in line with my experience behind the wheel of that one. We have four-wheel independent suspension on this one and 4 selectable drive modes: normal, sport, snow and ice, and my mode. And we can't really go into a lot of that because, again, this was just picked up off of the shipping yard lot and will be heading up north to be delivered to the dealership that actually ordered it. But did want to get some content for you here on this one. Just a different look because this one is spec'd out differently. As we come up here to the front, you can see we still get the same RS style wheels that we got on our red model. They are still wrapped in Bridgestone Alenza tires, and all of that is still the same. The charge port door is actually on the other side of the vehicle, but it blends in nicely with the fake louver fender vent that Chevy designed here on this side, just to give symmetry to the left and right of the vehicle. Coming around back to the back, this really is more of a wagon than it is an SUV. Chevy's going to claim it's an SUV. This really is a wagon, and I still maintain that this should have been called the Nomad EV because it looks much more Nomad than it does Blazer of any generation Blazer. Coming back to the back, again, very Camaro-esque styling back here. You can see this tiny little wiper, just how small it is because of just how small that rear window is. Visibility is all right in there, but you'll definitely want to get the rear view camera mirror. I'm going to go ahead and pop the hatch on this one. It's still in transport mode, so the power hatch isn't operating fully. So a lot of what you'll see in this, again, remember, this is in transport mode, and is being delivered to a dealer. You will not get it in this condition, but I had a lot of people commenting on the fact that mine was in dealer display mode in that last video. So I'm letting you know now, this is not the situation you will find yourself when you take delivery of your Blazer EV. You can see room back here is fairly nice. This is your standard size carry-on roller bag. Still plenty of room back here, but again, no official word from Chevrolet on the interior dimensions, how many cubic feet this rear storage space is. You can see this one does come with a dual level charger, which is a nice look. And then if you look underneath here, we do get some more storage underneath because there is no front trunk. Chevy did not give a front trunk on this, much like the counterpart over at Cadillac, the Lyriq. I'm gonna show you. See, nothing happens. So you just have to close it manually because, again, we are in delivery mode. I still think that lighting animation is really cool. What you're seeing kind of flashing over here, that is just the refresh rate of the camera and the lights being out of sync. But that pulsing look going in towards the middle, that's 100% accurate as to what you would see. Since we're talking charging, you can see we are plugged in at an Electrify America station, and we are currently at 31%. I'm looking for the rate at which we are charging on this one. So we were just plugged in here. I don't know if you saw just how slow that was on the screen charging there, but we moved over to where that VW ID4 was plugged in earlier. And you can see this one is currently charging at 100 kilowatts. It's slowing down a little bit. We've seen, yep, it's creeping down lower and lower. 97, what's going on here? Is the vehicle just overheating or what? But part of the problem when talking about electric vehicles is the charging infrastructure and just charging education in general. They're so new, people don't know what to do when something's wrong. We don't know if it's the actual charger or if it's the vehicle not ready to accept the charge. But this Blazer EV has been plugged in for about 20 or 30 minutes so far. The entire time I've been filming out here, and you can see we've moved it over, and yeah, it's all the way back down to 85 kilowatts, which is not the max that this can accept. And we are at a 350 or a 150. I can't really read, but we were at that 350 earlier. So again, just part of the complications of EV life. Coming in, the charge port door is right down here. Like I said, very similar to the fender vent style on the other side. This is a motorized door. It is so incredibly slow to open and close, but I'm gonna leave it charging for the driver of this vehicle, my friend Justin. You'll get to meet him here in just a little bit to make sure he's got enough power for the rest of his journey. We do have Chevy's active entry system. You push to lock and unlock, and we'll note I really like that is on all 4 doors. Again, you get a proximity key, much like all Chevrolet products: lock, unlock, remote start, hatch button, panic button, but you can keep those in your purse, pocket, wherever you keep your keys. Push that button and unlock it to get inside. This one has the red interior option, and this, I wouldn't have gotten red exterior with this interior, but I really do love this red interior. It is red. It is in your face red. It is not leather. It is what Chevy calls Evotex. So it is their synthetic leather, and looks really sharp, contrasts nicely. We do have a 2-person memory seat here. All your window and mirror controls, your hatch open and close there. You can pull twice on this to reveal nothing under the hood. We have a power seat here with lumbar, but take a look at these seats. These definitely look better. In my opinion, I like red. If you don't like it, you'll probably like the other ones with the red and blue stitching on them. But we get this suede headrest with RS in there, lots of contrasting stitching all the way around. Really like the look of the seat itself. Getting in and sitting down, you don't actually start the vehicle. You just get in with the key on you and sit down. And then you can see we're connected with the charge cord. We're in transport mode. Again, all of those things that I already told you. But then you get this very large swath of screens in front of you. It's very impressive. Again, General Motors is stepping away from Android Auto and Apple CarPlay in their electric vehicles. So that is absolutely the case here. And we are having to use, you would have to use the built-in Google, because that is who they are partnering with for all their infotainment. This is a 17.7-inch freeform screen. I'm just going to leave it in demo because, again, this one is not my vehicle, but you can see it is very snappy, very reminiscent of other General Motors products, but I really like, I'm going to put it on maps here real quick just to show you the freeform nature of this screen, that it doesn't fit anything. If you want to turn the vehicle off, like actually turn it off because it turns on automatically, you can hit these buttons here. I hit the plus button, so that's going to keep it on for 5 minutes, even if I get out and close the door. So that's a nice look. And then we've got everything else in here. I do want to show you really quickly the cameras. That's our front-facing camera. You can see overhead looking in front of you. This does have 360 cameras and a rear view camera mirror. So again, talking about how tiny that rear window is, you're definitely going to want to opt for the rear view camera mirror. Really like the amount of vents in here, the head-up display, the crystal clear display here. All around a very nice look. If you want to know more about it, go check out my solo review. Lots of storage in this, but some interesting, like, I don't know what you're going to put right here. If you have anything plugged in here, you can't close the door. Just kind of weird stuff here, there, and everywhere. But all around, very nice. Coming around to me, no sunroof in this one, so I've got plenty of headroom, plenty of room all the way around in this. Let's pop out really quickly and see what the back door or back seat is like. I am going to go ahead and warn you. Again, this one's ready for delivery. This one isn't ready for a consumer just yet, but we'll go ahead, hop in to the back seat here and show you what the red looks like on the back seats. Very nice, but very loud. So again, if you're not a fan of red, you probably won't like this back seat very much at all. But more Evotex on the doors. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this out here, get that suede insert, Evotex here. They've got the headrest wrapped for delivery, but getting in behind myself, plenty of room back here. Very flat load floor because of the skateboard structure of the Ultium platform. Close the door for sound, but we've got a couple googly-eyed air vents back here, more USB heated outboard seats, and a lower center seat here in the middle. So here is headroom at 5'10", right there on the outboard seats. Moving to the middle, I've got even more headroom, but I am sitting a little bit more upright. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you here, these do recline. So as I move over to the side over here, very comfortable seat, very comfortable vehicle to be in. But I did tease, I'm not the one driving this vehicle. My friend Justin from Cars Made Simple is. He's actually road tripping this thing up to Illinois. So absolutely go find it and follow his channel. But let's go ahead and bring him on, see what he has to say about this. All right, so we're sitting inside now. We've got the AC running. I've got Justin with me, again, from Cars Made Simple.
Correct.
You're about to take this on a nearly 1,000 mile...
900 miles, but who's counting here on YouTube?
Yes. Road trip from Texas.
Yep.
Typically not too EV friendly. I've showed that, detailed that myself, up to Illinois, right?
Yep, northwestern Illinois, so right on the Mississippi River. Like I said, about 900 miles. I really, looking at this trip ahead of time, found the charging situation difficulties is going to start in Missouri. Okay. So we'll have to see.
All right, we'll get into that because you've already put about 20-ish miles on this.
Yep.
From the shipping lot.
Correct.
To this Electrify America station, which was
eventful.
Yes. The closest fast charger we could find, because you had
14% at 43 miles of range, according to the vehicle.
And then you got here with
3%.
And like,
it said about 12 miles. Yeah. Not sure how accurate that was, but it was exciting. I was in turtle mode for about half the drive over here. Near the end, when we were pulling the parking lot, I did floor it out on this road, and I got very little acceleration.
You'll get very little. So I've already alluded to it in this video. 288 horsepower, 333 pound-feet of torque, I believe, which when I filmed my first review of this, I was given false information, closer to SS numbers.
Yeah.
And when I push the pedal, you can see it on my face. I'm like, okay.
That doesn't match up to the powers.
Something doesn't math here. But,
Yeah.
uh-oh, she turned off on us. Put your foot on the brake.
There we go.
Yes.
Still getting used to that.
So as I showed earlier, when you get in the vehicle, it turns on. You can also
keep it on.
Yeah, push that power button right there, and it'll add 5 minutes. She'll say it eventually.
Oh, you can do it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it's connected to the charger.
Maybe it's because you put your foot on the brake and it's like,
maybe.
Oh, you're actually in here now.
Okay.
Yeah. So this, that's a good screen to leave it on because you can see you've got it set to stop fast charging at 90% because you still have quite a ways to go.
And we're not having optimal conditions here.
Yeah, so you're definitely going to have to follow Cars Made Simple to get the full explanation of this journey starting here because...
On a not so good note.
Yeah. You're seeing a lot of what I have seen. I wish you better luck.
Yeah.
The further north you go.
And one disclaimer I do want to put out there is the vehicle's still in transport mode.
Yes.
Now, I'm not exactly sure that has anything to do with what's going on with these slower rates, but just to be safe, we're going to try to get it out of transport mode. Not sure that's going to happen on this trip, but hopefully we can, just to kind of rule that out of the equation. But now the touch screen doesn't seem to be working.
Well, I just can't turn my ventilation on because we're in transport mode.
You think that's why?
Probably.
That's weird. It lets you select the seat and then not the function.
My
we
seat,
can't even change. Oh, the climate. Okay.
My seat is still wrapped in plastic. So again, this is a dealership's vehicle as it is currently configured. But yeah.
Yeah, it should be available for purchase once it is back to the dealership. So there's actually going to be 2 that I'm aware of, one of which is in Chicago Heights, should be available in the next week or 2, but
made it there a lot easier than I foresee this trip going for you. So talk us through kind of your mindset, what you plan to see as you head north.
So this is going to be my second EV solely road trip, the longest one by far. About 3 times as long as my other one that I did earlier this year on my channel in an Ioniq 6. That was a very cool video. I foresee, based on this charging session, a little bit of difficulty, which is a little bit unfortunate. But I am very excited just to be driving, an all-new vehicle from GM on their latest Ultium platform. Technology is pretty good. They are only producing certain configurations at the moment. This one's all-wheel drive, RS, pretty much comes as equipped. For now, hopefully there are like Super Cruise and stuff is available. That would definitely make the road trip a lot easier. But adaptive cruise control, a lot of the same safety stuff is here. But it'll just be interesting to see if what charger dispensers and manufacturers I use. If some behave better than others than Electrify America, not exactly sure. But it's definitely gonna be interesting, and I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, your channel, Cars Made Simple. You've got a lot of content over there. How has EV stuff worked for you? You mentioned your
experience. Yeah. I haven't been with enough brands to say. It's been mostly positive, especially the Hyundai stuff. I mean, they're really good. There was the Signet surge issue with my Ioniq 6 trip I did earlier this year. Again, only pertains to certain manufacturers of Electrify America equipment. But overall, the cars themselves, the range is pretty good. The efficiency is really good. Driving this one over here, the Blazer, I saw 2.7, 2.8. Now, that was at 60, 65 miles an hour. So we'll have to see if it gets over 3 miles per kilowatt hour. So, no, I mean, I've had fairly positive. I even got hands-on with the Hummer EV SUV for a couple days. Video's not quite out yet. Hopefully I can get it out soon. But that was a totally different type of vehicle, kind of what everything GM has to offer in a very weird package.
Throw it all in and make it work.
Off-road capability meets electrification meets crazy speed meets
complete inefficiency.
But that was a crazy vehicle. This one I'm much more excited about just because it is more of a everyday daily driver, more popular of a vehicle, more affordable.
So this really does slate well against Ford's, I hesitate to call it a Mustang, but the Mustang Mach-E. It feels to me, having been in both, bigger. And I like increased screen real estate versus the Mach-E. So it really comes down to your preference. I know I'll go ahead and say I'm Chevy brand loyal. There's a lot to like here, but this really is the first mainstream Ultium platform vehicle, because Lyric is going to be...
Yeah, I was going to say Lyric's going to be the only other one that's
Yeah.
close.
But
same kind of size and everything like that. And I've driven the Lyric very briefly.
Yeah.
A little bit more luxurious, a little bit more over the top.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the biggest fan, but it's not a bad, first impression. It just wasn't as cool as this one, I guess.
Yeah. And this one, we'll definitely see more of these than the Lyric on the road, I feel for sure. But again, charging issues notwithstanding, whether or not... And again, we cannot confirm whether or not, I highly doubt the fact that this is in transport mode has anything to do with it, because we have seen faster speeds on both of these chargers. An ID4 was plugged in right here before we moved over, and it was charging much faster than we are right now. So,
well, it was only doing 65 at 70-something%. Yeah, so which is about what we're doing. Which I get it ramps down as the battery.
Yeah, and we do have the vehicle on and running with AC. So is that adding to it? I don't know, but yeah, if you want to go see his journey, it's going to be a little bit, because it's a multi-day journey for you.
Yep, at least 2 days.
As you're seeing this, he's probably, knock on wood, hopefully arriving home by the time you are seeing this. Yep. And then he will have to get all his thoughts and things together. But I am anticipating a fun journey for you heading north. Cars Made Simple. I'll link to his channel. You can find all things GT Garage Talk at GT Garage Talk, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, TikTok, YouTube, or go to gtgaragetalk.com, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. We just got turned off, so you're notified every time a new video drops. But yeah, until next time, gearheads, bye.